A grown-up Galadriel's voiceover presents us with the tale. It is set in the particular aftermath of Morgoth wreaking havoc within Valinor, the elves' kingdom. Her sibling Finrod is her closest confidant and mentor. But typically, in the fight with Morgoth's huge army, he is used. The elves run away to Middle-earth to find a new home after Morgoth damaged the light of their residence. The elves' legion went to war along with him and the foe disappeared thereafter post a long drawn-out fight. Galadriel has lost many of her teams in the fight yet pledges to take on her brother's promise. Sauron, Morgoth's most faithful servant, killed Finrod, and Galadriel proceeds on his quest to destroy him. There is a mystical mark on his entire body left by the Sauron that is her just identifier of the Darkish Master. Galadriel continues to be searching for eternity. Everybody believes Sauron is dead, except Galadriel. In his search, she reaches Forodwaith, the particular northernmost waste, the land where, however, the sun is frightened to go. Her lieutenants are upset with her in addition to deem the objective worthless. But she asks them to move on. They all of a sudden see the castle finish the shadows, exactly the same place where the orcs gathered after Morgoth was defeated. These people bring down a clogged door and see freezing orcs nailed towards the wall. They were training some kind of forces from the unseen. Galadriel discovers the mark around the stone, the same one on her brother's body. She said to Thorndr that they will rest for that night and then proceed further north. All of a sudden, a snow kobold attacks them. Yet Galadriel kills it. The group leaves her to march upon alone in her madness and bends their knee. All of us next go to Rovanion, the wilderlands eastern of the Anduin, exactly where two hunters nearly evade a group of Harfoots, in whose festivities unfurl just like a joyous celebration. They are traditional travelers and even jolly folk, just like the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. They're similarly small and feisty. Sadok Burrows, the head of the local community, wonders why tourists are in their section of the world at this time in the season. Nori, Ilana Brandyfoot, and Poppy, younger Harfoots with the community, find a plant of berries, wherever they feast using their little siblings. Nevertheless, one of them spots a new foot in the dirt, a wolf, Nori says, and force everyone out. We all then meet Harold Elrond next inside Lindon, the capital of the High Elves. Galadriel is back, as leader of the Northern soldiers. She and her group are going to be celebrated in the neighborhood and honored by the High King. She reveals her results to Elrond, her dearest friend, as well as the king's speechwriter together with a confidant. Galadriel demands she mustn't quit her pursuit and senses evil is usually lurking to hit. Elrond discourages her. He informs her that the High Ruler didn't like Galadriel ignoring his instructions and exceeding her authority. Marigold, Nori's mother, says to her that the Harfoots have time for many concerns and mustn't place exploring the world. They will play it safe and success is very dear to them. The High King reports the warriors from the north are going to return to Valinor, as an indication of respect. Galadriel reveals to Elrond that she has declined to accept the king's proposal. She expects to go alone additional into the north. Elrond dissuades her from the enemy's presence. That they argue about Galadriel's decision. But she actually is adamant. Elrond pleads with her to go to the fortunate vessel in the west in addition to promises to act anytime the first whisper from the enemy falls in their ear. The Southlands, Land of the Men, is where we land in the next season's opener. In Tir Harad, Arendar, an elvish soldier from the Higher King's outpost appointments a village's bar. Waldreg, its proprietor, updates him about events of a month ago. A young boy berates Arendar and states a true human ruler will come and toss the elves away. The boys are distrusting of the elves and do not such as the spitting requests at them. Arendar meets up with Bronwyn, a healer, that gives him Alpharin seeds. Medhor, his friend, warns him of going forward together with Bronwyn. Now that High King Gil-galad offers declared that the times of war are more than over, the outposts should be disbanded. Medhor and even Arendar are free. Revion, the Watch Warden, informs Arendar that longevity of great comfort and recognition awaits him. The particular soldier goes to observe Bronwyn one final time. He reveals his love for her. It seems like she reciprocates but is called aside by a customer that has come to assist. His cow is definitely unwell. He discloses that she grazed east a few days ago, so far as Hordern, indicating something happens to be wrong in the region. Whenever Bronwyn squeezes typically the cow's teat, dark liquid tar sprays out. Arender and Bronwyn immediately leave for another place. Theo, Bronwyn's son, sneaks right into a barn where he locates a piece of metal using the same symbol imprinted in it as in Finrod's body. This calls out to him, whispering things throughout the black speech, similar to the ring did in order to Frodo. Lord Celebrimber, a celebrated elvish smith, is asked to do business with Elrond by Galad on a singular task. Sadoc still miracles about the strangeness close to him. Nori maintains meddling with his company. Bronwyn reveals she was born in Hordern, but Arender describes that the people of the city were loyal to be able to Morgoth in the battle. But when they reach there, they discover the town to be burning up. As the doors associated with Valinor open and the Chosen Ones begin singing the tunes, Finrod speaks order to Galadriel through her fallen dagger. Rather than giving herself to be able to Valinor's light, she jumps off the further, choosing to follow her very own destiny. We see some sort of meteor kind of rock and roll fly across the heavens of Middle-earth and crash close to the Harfoot community's house. The High King updates a leaf drop from one of the trees and shrubs and turns dark-colored, indicating a growing bad presence. Nori approaches the fallen golf ball of fire and detects a naked guy, unconscious.